What's up, fellow gamers? My name is Killer Whisk, and I'm here with Outlandish for episode 7 of our Rant videos. Jesus, as usual, I know, 7, right?
I know, it just seems like we just started yesterday. It's already 7. It's crazy.
Make sure you check us out, like, subscribe, comment, Amino, Facebook, Periscope. By the way, Guns of Boom. It's an app store app on Apple. It's fucking awesome. I actually live stream on Periscope with that. So check me out on Periscope. Guns of Boom. It's pretty awesome. It's pretty cool. So again, Twitter, Syndicate Gaming.
Advertisement.
I know, plug. But it's great. It's a great game. Again, Facebook, Twitter, Periscope, YouTube. Obviously, of course, like, subscribe. But we're gonna talk about very briefly. For me, it's kind of briefly exciting. You know, I just thought about this during the day. I'm like, I'm gonna talk about it. Outlandish over here mentioned, let's just mention some crossovers in general.
Yeah, because I don't think about crossovers in general because I was, you know, looking around. Of course, I'm always looking at news, always up to date with my game news. And I just found this out that apparently Mario and, you know, the Rabbids from the Rayman series, they're actually crossing over in an RPG series and it's coming out on the Switch. So I was like,
the reason why is because a lot of people went with the Rabbids, right? With the Rayman series, now they just went and made it a full-fledged.
It was just weird. It's like Rabbids and Mario, but I mean, for what I saw, they don't have too much because it was just literally just recently announced. But it looks interesting.
We'll look at
like, I can't wait because it's an RPG, so of course I'm gonna think. But that got me to thinking like all these like other crossovers, good and bad. I'll get to that.
Mine's gonna be bad,
but there's some like good ones like. You can never forget about the Super Smash Bros. Series. I mean, come on. It started off with just Nintendo characters. Then, of course, with the new one, you got Cloud from Final Fantasy VII in it. Yep. Ryu from the Street Fighter series. You got, of course, Pokemon, Pac-Man. So you have things like that. Yeah, and it's good because they're different levels, too. That's what I love about crossovers. You get a little bit of both worlds into one game, which, you know, that's what I like because... Things like, there's like certain crossovers which, this is what I'm mad about because this is one of the crossovers I like because I'm such a huge fan of Sega. It's called Sega Gaga. It originally came out for the Saturn.
Okay.
What's awesome about that is pretty much everything you could think of Sega was in that game. So all like the mascots and everything that was popular was in that game as different kind of like enemies and stuff. You kind of was a game developer and your job is to pretty much defeat them. It's very RPG-like. I get the reason why it wasn't released in America was because it kind of was released on the later end of the system's life.
Oh, so I was gonna be like copyright, but though that's
so it kind of came out. Yeah, it was originally for the Dreamcast. That's okay. Yeah, it was originally for the Dreamcast. Nice. So yeah, it was great. But yeah, so when you do crossovers like that, one of my favorites, of course.
There was one, wasn't a Final Fantasy VII fighting game?
Well, that's what I was gonna get to the point.
Yeah, I remember.
Guys, I know it's pronounced guys. I remember we used to pronounce it Energize. Yeah, Yep. So that was another one made by Square Enix where they added this is one of my most favorite fighting games. One of those random ones because they added Cloud, Tifa. I think Red 13 was in that too.
I think so.
Yeah, if I remember correctly. But that was a fun one too. That was another one we grew up playing, and of course my favorite, Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah,
still mad at
that's
you
a
about
classic.
That.
Yeah.
But that's a classic one. Disney and Square Enix. Come on, you
got the
magical world of Disney.
Just fix your release dates.
Yeah,
your teasers.
That's all. Just fix your release dates.
See my face?
We won't. we won't get into that. And then there's also the little mini crossovers, like the Christmas Nights game that had Sonic the Hedgehog as a playable character.
No, so a little,
or the typical fighting games where you have pretty much a little like Scorpion in the DC versus Universe game.
Oh yeah,
things like
Injustice, but kind of like it. Injustice
it's
took the Mortal Kombat modern day formula and made it a fighting game. But yeah, you're right. Yep.
Yeah, things like that. Now, what I don't like about certain things about the whole crossovers, sometimes certain things shouldn't go well. And some things it's pretty much you try to copy too much of a game. Like, the perfect example is the PlayStation All-Stars, which you literally, like, copied hand-to-hand of Super Smash Bros. I'm sorry, I understand. Sony, you wanted to get into that type
cool,
of thing.
but...
It wasn't that... I don't know.
I didn't catch it. Just hey, you love a lot of Sony characters? Here's
yeah, it's like, yeah, they had all the
you remember all these
right?
people?
But
it's like, not the same.
It's like they didn't try, and it didn't sell too well, so, I mean, come on, there's little sequels on, like, you know, Super Smash Bros. And things like that.
It was just one of those things, just like, hey, look, quick money, here's
exactly, that's what it is. That's what it's like. It's a quick cash grab, and it didn't work so well. But yeah, I mean, but
then Soul Calibur did very, very well with their marketing. I wouldn't say it's crossover, but they added like Yoda in a certain
that's the thing. That's like a mini crossover because they added like Spawn in the Xbox edition, Link in the GameCube edition. They have, you know, like Darth Vader. Like I know that was in the Soul Calibur.
Was that
series.
the PlayStation one?
I think it was the PlayStation one, if I remember.
Yeah.
Yoda was the Xbox. I know that for sure.
Yeah, yeah. You know what? Vader was on the PlayStation. I remember.
And then of course they even had Heihachi. In Soul Calibur 2 for the PS2, which that was pretty awesome too. Which, you know, things like that. I just like that because that's when, you know, the games mix well together and they do well. So that's why, you know, with that news I just saw, I just wanted to like talk about that because I always loved crossovers in games. And
then you have a company that is very, very fond with their Capcom, and this is my segment of the rant, and which ties into the crossovers, is what everybody was anticipating because it was great, it was awesome, and that is Street Fighter versus Tekken. Okay, and that came out.
We actually own that game, right?
Yep.
I think we do.
Yeah, we do.
I know. Yeah.
It was hot. It was different. It was new, but that took the Street Fighter core with Tekken fighters.
So pretty much the Street Fighter way of the way they do their battle system.
The way they do their battle
system.
system.
Characters,
but with Tekken characters. So you got to be, you know, respectful to the Street Fighter and the genre to get hip to that game because now it's Tekken fighters under the Street Fighter umbrella. So you have the competition and arcade-like competition and tournaments, but a lot of people got, you know, wasn't really fond of it because it was Tekken characters and they used to the Tekken characters and now onto the Street Fighter world, which it was great. It was cool. I was nice with Jin. You know, a lot of people chose Ryu and a lot of people choose Jin. I'm like, bitch.
I mean, Jin is like pretty much like the Tekken character ever since he was introduced in 3. It was like pretty much what everyone knew Tekken for.
It was Jin, you know, or, you know, then it's Kazuma, and that's, you know, the father, and then he was there too, and he did his thing in Street Fighter 2.
Heihachi, the grandfather.
I'm gonna be very, very kind of, you know, very bland with it, but a lot of people was anticipating because with Namco, was it Bandai
Namco.
Bandai Namco, they went ahead and said, "Oh, we're gonna do Street Fighter versus Tekken. It's gonna be hot, and then we're gonna do Tekken versus Street Fighter." And then when Street Fighter and Tekken came out, I personally didn't think it was adopted well, but it was a great risk. And because Street Fighter sells regardless, and it will be adopted in the tournament play. I don't think it really stuck out tournament-wise. I don't think so. But then now they're like, oh, look, Tekken versus Street Fighter. And I think they released a trailer for Tekken versus Street Fighter. And now that switches it up. Now it's Tekken versus Street Fighter. And Street Fighter characters are now implemented into the Tekken world. And I think that actually makes more sense.
Which is like, it's not the first time, of course, Street Fighter didn't go into 3D. There is the Street Fighter EX series.
Yeah.
Remember those from the PS1? We used to play that for the 3D.
But the core fighting mechanics and tournament worthy, I think a lot of players tend to look at the Street Fighter because it's more competitive versus button masher.
Well, yeah, that's what they call Tekken, which, I mean, I don't care if it's a button masher. Now, I personally like the
when it
Tekken
comes to the nitty-gritty and the function and all that, I think it's more fair to say that a Street Fighter is more tournament-worthy. I get it. I get it. I get it. I don't get the mechanics personally, but
not that good
I get it. And Tekken is nice, but it's a button masher too, so it's like a novice can get hip to the game and still be able to compete like an expert. That's kind of the argument. Maybe Tekken 7 would change that. And by the way, I'm going to be trying out for the tournament as well.
Comes out soon.
July 3rd and 4th.
So excited.
Is the new North America online ranking system for the tournament play. And I will be on it. I will own the game and I will be on it and try my best to do it. Master the game. I'm going to try. You know, my people's play the first person shooters and the like and League of Legends and all that, but I'm gonna try with the fight, and I'm gonna try it. Street Fighter, I can get hit, but it's so out there, I can't even compete. But
well, there's some people who will beat you.
But Tekken will be my shit, so I'll be on point with my button mashing, but be on point with my combos as well. And that's gonna start July 34th. I will try to live stream as best as I can, not during my play, but get my iPhone and live stream through Periscope.
Namco, Bandai.
Well, that I didn't think about. I was talking about latency and the lag and all that stuff, but. You're right. I'm trying to advertise for you guys.
Get hip.
But so I'm trying to see how Tekken and Street Fighter will be, and I think it'll be great. But I don't think it's gonna cater a lot because a lot of the Street Fighter fans and tournament players will. I don't want my Ryu and that. But see it. It's the trailer's out there. They tested it. How would it look? And it looks decent. It's awesome.
I mean, it looks great, but you know,
it's presentable. But I don't think it's gonna be like tournament hungry like Street Fighter vs. Tekken.
Because it's Street Fighter's made for that.
So again, Street Fighter vs. Tekken is out already on the iPhone, Xbox. It's everywhere, okay? But that's under the Street Fighter umbrella for Tekken fans. They didn't release, and it's to be announced, and hopefully E3, they'll release it.
We'll see.
It's Tekken for Street Fighter. And I think they will announce it because, again, the game's coming out soon, Tekken 7. And maybe they said, you like this? Well, you're going to love this, and here's the release date.
I guess it depends on how well they do with Tekken 7, right?
Well, technically, as a business, they don't even have wiggle room. They probably are planning it. Fuck it.
You know?
Or maybe depending on the hype behind it. Because Tekken 7 came out. Oh, what? Tekken? That didn't come out? They got Street Fighter with it? Oh, snap. Maybe they might bank off that.
That'll be us.
Yeah, and I will love it. I would love it. I think it would do good. But I guess the company's very, very hesitant on it. Mm-hmm. But we'll see. I mean, all these esports popping now with the Twitch now with Blizzard getting there honing their skills with Overwatch and they're handling it. Mm-hmm. So maybe Tekken vs Street Fighter might be the shit. Might be. They're launching their own tournament and they got sponsored by Twitch. Actually, they got. I guess the regional and the finals is going to be around October by Twitch. Twitch is actually sponsoring it,
which is pretty
good. They got someone heavy. By the way, it's backed up by Amazon, just so you know. But. You see what I'm saying? So it might be good, and who knows? Maybe it might pop for Tekken 7. Hopefully, Tekken vs Street Fighter come out. And again, that's a popular crossover. I hope. But that's all we got for our rants. Just the basis of crossovers. Yeah. I mean, he spoke a lot. And again, check the ticker because those are the actual facts we got, and we got references.
Yep,
so if you
right down there.
deny me my facts, hell no, we got it right in the bottom. And you guys check it out. Oh, he bullshitting. You click it. Go. Oh, maybe not. I should listen to Clueless more. Same thing with Outlanders. So all the hating, all the ranting he's got, you can check right below because we're getting money and we get hip with the times. It's great. Mm-hmm. So again, like, subscribe, comment, feedback greatly appreciated. Sharing is caring. Do what you got to do. Shouts out to Vinny P, the Hunter 281, Shin, Outlanders, my bro. And we're just doing it. Episode 7 crossovers. Like, subscribe. Peace.
Take care.